Art of Writing Research Articles by Dr. R. Shankar. Currently, he is doing postdoctoral research at the Institution of Renewable Energies, National Autonomous University of Mexico. He received a Mexico country's highest postdoctoral DGAPA fellowship, and he completed PhD in the year of 2019 at the Vellore Institute of Technology, and he has completed a MS by Research degree in 2014 at the Vellore Institute of Technology. Received a BE from Anna University in the year of 2010, and he filed 3 patents, 1 full book published, Taylor and Francis, 32 reputed international journals he published in Elsevier, Springer, Emerald, and many more reputed journals, and 18 international conferences he presented, 19 technical papers he presented at various conferences, and he received 3 best paper awards in the international journal, international papers, and 2 national best paper awards, and 2 best thesis awards, and 1 project award. His area of interest is cooling cogeneration system, thermodynamics, air conditioning and refrigeration, solar energy technologies, integrated energy systems. With this, I like to invite Dr. R. Shankar to take over the session.
Yeah, good morning. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for giving opportunities to present and share my ideas of writing a research article. First of all, I thank Excel College of Engineering and Management and Aeronautical Department and Professor Karthikeyan sir and its colleague and members and their team, because they are taking a lot of efforts to give some of ideas and a presentation during this lockdown also. So I appreciate their work and thank you for giving me opportunities. Before going to the article, this topic is little bit good. Sometimes it is boring also, because there is no graph, there is no something external videos, but it is slight discussions how to make and how to overcome the struggles while writing paper. So the general title is Art of Writing Research. This title itself is good actually. This is also a key point while presenting your paper, because a good title gives you a good presentation. So this is the need, why we came here, what is the purpose of this seminar or webinar. Okay, so this is the need to publish a quality journal on time, because the time is very precious for all the scholars, not only a scholar, a researchers or a scientist. The time is very much important. If you miss the timing, it's a totally collapse everything. If the journal publication takes 1 month or 1 year, sometimes it will take 1 year also, or more than 1.5 years also it will take. That is delay, because it depends upon the quality of the publication, researcher, and also reviewer, and also the editor. So if your paper is high quality, it will take more time to compensate that. And the second one is to make the publication. That is important. So this is our major need. That's why we are here. That is for discussion. So we came at the end of this presentation, we will know how to publish a paper on time and without rejection. So this is our major need. That's why we are here. So the introduction part. So usually the manuscript, that is we call the paper as a manuscript. It is various types. So the types we are going to discuss here. So what are those types? When you are going to submit a manuscript, we are seeing that 4 types of manuscript. I can say sometimes the journals are different types, 5 types, sometimes 6 types, sometimes only 3 types. It depends upon the publisher also. For medical research, the different types. For engineering, there is more 5 or 6 types. So in that, I am giving some 6 types. That is, actually we cannot say 6 types. It is major 4 types only. But I am just adjusting that one. That is a full-length articles. So when you are submitting manuscript, the first question is, what is your mode of paper? That is what type of paper you are going to submit. That is a full-length article or research article. Some publisher, they give full-length article. At some publisher, they will ask a research article or something. If you are going to the tab, it will show what is the type of article. And the second one is letters or short communication. These letters and short communication, it won't suitable for scholars or PhD scholars, but it will be very good for editors. Sometimes the industry, head of the industries, departments, they will give letters or short communications like UNO, UNESCO, and the WHO like that. They will give short letter, short communication. Depends upon the situation, they will give that one. And review papers, perspectives, everybody can submit review papers and perspectives. That is in our hand. So this is our objective, to learn and how to write, that is how to write a technical paper. So we are going to learn here how to write a technical paper. That is our main objective. If you see this presentation also, it is also a layout to write a technical paper. That is all the contents, it is framed as a technical paper only. So our objective is main thing. So before going to the objective, I have so many questions on the faculty members or colleagues or even your students. So why we are writing here research article? That is the first question. Because everybody want to publish a paper. Why? That is the question. To get a promotion or to get good appreciation from the institution, or to overcome the colleagues or overcome from the friends. That is, I am the bigger person, so I'm publishing the paper. So that question mark has to arise, or to get a PhD award. So why we are publishing paper? Most of the people are running for the paper to get the PhD or to get a promotion, I think maximum promotion. Otherwise, the management will always ask, submit the paper, how many papers you publish. But for my opinion, that is not good. You have to work for yourself. You have to put complete potential, that is your interest. I cannot say potential also. You have to put your own interest. The research is very, very precious in the world. Without research or without innovation, nothing will happen in this world. There is no technology also. So you have to put your own environment to make a good technical paper. I cannot say paper. If your involvement is not there, you cannot publish a good paper. So don't run for the paper, run for the innovation, run for the research. Complete your research, automatically you will get a good idea. Yeah, here I'm going to present, it is my own idea or layout, and I am to give thanks to my PhD guide because he given me so many suggestions and he guided me how to make a paper also. So I'm giving my input as well as my guide input and some of the international collaboration. But this is not a constant format because all the publishers have different formats, even reviewers have a different opinion, editors also different opinion about your paper also. But if you're following this layout, that is the structure of the paper, maximum it won't reject, 90% it won't reject. The 10% it may reject for your quality reviewer, because reviewer also work in the same area, or editors. So that is a major thing. But 99% your paper won't reject. You will get maximum major revision or minor revision. So before going later, the first thing keep in mind, don't go for the paper. Do yourself research, make your own layout. Maximum make your own layout. That is very, very good because most of the journal accept the other layouts. But they need some of the basic layouts. That basic layout only here we are going to discuss. So when we are starting writing the paper, where should we start? That is a major thing. Some people will start with the title, some people will start with the abstract, because everybody have the results. But some people start before getting completed experimental results, they will start writing literature review. Because the experimentation is keeping some more time, so they don't want to waste the time, so they will start writing the literature review. Is that good? But my opinion, it's not good because the literature review you have to finish after completing all your tables and figures, all the data. Because even the literature review, we cannot say some other time the basic studies. I can say that literature is the two types. One is before preparing your paper, while preparing your paper. before preparing your paper, you have to study the basics. That is, you have to collect all the research article related to your field. Then you have to complete study in that research area. Then only you can know how to write a resultant discussion also. That is your figures and tables. You have to write how to write that one, because without that basic literature review or study, you cannot complete your figures and tables. So the first thing is give your research data. That is, it may be in the form of table, it may be in the figures. That is only we are seeing here, the bottom of the tables, figures and tables. That is your research data. It may be a theoretical analysis or a statistical analysis or experimental analysis, anything. It may be in any format, figures or tables or bar chart, anything. So that is your data. So first keep your data, then go for it's a resultant discussion, write a complete resultant discussion, then methodology, then write the conclusion for that methodology as well as resultant discussion, then go for introduction and choose a abstract. For the abstract, choose a title. So this is the process of writing the article. So you have to always you have to start with your research data. So then only you will get a complete idea how you are writing also. So when you are missing something, you will get also. So don't start with introduction part or literature part, because if you are starting with the literature part and introduction part, then the resultant discussion you will write with according to your introduction. So that will give some other way, and it will miscommunication your paper also. So don't start with one, start with your research data. That is good idea. I will give very short description only, because I don't want to bore actually, because everything if you are giving in very short communication, that is very good for you. And this is the major layout of the paper. Usually we are following this layout only for anything, even if you are mechanical engineer, automobile, aeronautical, civil engineer, arts and science also, anything. Yeah, if you are following this structure, it won't reject. 100% it will go for review. You will get minor or major revision, but the content must be more perfect. So this is our layout. This is the standard layout we are following. Not only we, so many professors in the international committee. Whatever the paper you are choosing, this layout always will be there. That is, a title will be there, abstract will be there, introduction part, methodology, resultant discussion, a conclusion, acknowledgement, abbreviation. The abbreviation sometimes it may be in before introduction, and a reference. Nowadays, the journals are asking supplementary data. I will explain it in detail. So this is the major layout. So your manuscript preparation must be in this layout. If in this layout, so no need to worry, definitely your paper will go for review. After the review, definitely will get minor and major revisions. So you can get 100% acceptance. So you have to follow this layout. So this layout step by step will see how to write those also, because title also, if you are going title, you have to know how to write a title also. Some people will do that mistake also, and even abstract also. In abstract, what should all come? Because some of the journals they will ask 150 words, some journal they ask below 300 words. So that also we should know. This one. So in abstract. So abstract it will be major part. Some some of them may ask questions. You starting, I told that you have to start with the figures and tables. That is resultant discussion. But now here I'm starting in the abstract. So explaining from abstract would be good, I thought. So I'm explaining from abstract. So in abstract, while writing your abstract, you have to keep in mind introduction part. That is your layout of the paper. You have to give the research of your paper in a single line. Introduction you have to give. For an example, I think most of the people from same department, aero or mechanical or civil or communication. So I will give general introduction. For an example, one person is writing a research on Rankine cycle. Rankine cycle is known to everybody, I think, thermodynamics or people. So he is giving, to improve the efficiency, he is doing research on Rankine cycle. So he want to write a paper. For that, in the abstract, the first line he has to write the introduction about his research article. That is, he has to write Here, the paper presents any simple sentence he has to write. This paper presents the upgradation of the advanced Rankine cycle. That is the one introduction. Otherwise, if a people working in 5G communication, that is the paper related to the 5G communication, he has to give the introduction. This paper explains. Otherwise, this research article explains about the 5G communication related to the hub or multiple link. Otherwise, a drawback of the 5G communication. So a single line introduction part about your research article you have to give. Very, very simple sentence. Sometimes you can start with a report also. The introduction makes with the report also. For an example, the cooling demand in the world records very high nowadays. And 15% of the power produced in the world is used for only refrigeration and air conditioning purpose. So this statement also you can give in the introduction part. That is the world report you have to give. For an example, I'm starting with the line. That is introduction first line I'm telling. I'm starting with the line. The cooling demand is very high and 15% of power produced in the world is only used for refrigeration and air conditioning. So this is introduction or that is the report. This is the first line of your abstract. So one introduction line you have to give, then literature gap you have to give. The literature gap is very, very important. Without the literature gap, your objective won't come. So what is the literature gap? After studying all the data, actually everybody has for example, a PhD scholar have their title or research. He is doing research in high-speed aerodynamics. So when he's doing research on high-speed aerodynamics, he want to find the literature, what are the works previously carried out by the researcher. So you want to find the gap between those literature. That is, he has to find the gap between existing work. So after studying all the literatures, all the journal papers, he has to find a suitable gap. Then he has to write in a single word. For example, in high-speed aerodynamics, a shock wave in the supersonic jet or missile, it's very, very difficult to control. So he is writing. So many people are working in high-speed aerodynamics in the shock wave, but still there is a gap to improve or minimize the shock wave. So he like that he can write one literature gap. So first the one line introduction, the second one line literature gap, then your objective. Because after literature gap, if your objective is coming, it is very, very important. That objective is, so the first line is telling that one line of introduction, the second line came objective, followed by second line is the literature gap. After that, if you are writing objective, the sentence will be very good. Example, the world, that is the cooling demand is very high in the world and 15% of power produced in the world is is used for only air conditioning and refrigeration. The existing cooling cycle is not sufficient enough to give the power cooling for the present world. So the objective of the paper is to produce a new cooling cycle to overcome this cooling crunch. So the continuation, that is the continuation statement will match. So one line introduction, a literature and objective will give more. So when the reviewer studying, he will give a continuous statement and he will understand what is the objective of the paper. So maximum they will study abstract. And the methodology. So after giving methodology, what the methodology you are following to explain your process or to achieve success about your project. So many people use a theoretical analysis because the people doesn't have money to go for experimentation. So the maximum people, they will go for theoretical study. That is mathematical. It is very good actually, or analysis, CFD analysis, fluid analysis, anything. And if the people experimentation very short are getting funding, they will go for experimental analysis. So you have to explain clearly what methodology you are following. Sometimes some people, they will follow methodology of their own also. So that doesn't matter, but you have to write clearly what methodology you are following. You have to write in a single line. So some people, I can say that Six Sigma. So I'm telling that a Six Sigma technology is followed to minimize or improve the accuracy of the manufacturing process. That is that is the methodology to minimize the that is a error in the manufacturing sector. I'm using here the Six Sigma technology used. So the Six Sigma is a methodology you are following to minimize the errors. So that is your methodology. Like that, in your field, some methodology will be there. That methodology you have to follow. For telecommunication people, I can say that 5G communication, they are using fiber optics. Even worldwide, still they are using fiber optics. There is no satellite for mobile communications. So that is also an issue, because government doesn't allow to use the satellite. Everybody will think the satellite are using, but no. Fiber optics, that is all the cables under the sea. So here you can tell that there is the methodology. Hello? Is my ideas clear?
You can continue, sir.
Yeah, fine. Yeah, because someone has asked something. That's right. Okay. So the methodology must be very, very clear. So follow methodology in a single line, and the key results. After methodology, you have to give very, very precious results. Only key results you have to give. For an example, a first title I told improvement in the Rankine cycle. So the existing Rankine cycle, it may be in the range of 24% to 47%. Yes, something in the range. Always it will be in that range thermodynamically. So you can, if you are achieved more than 47%, you have to mention that percentage alone, or otherwise you can make a comparison. That is, if you are achieving 100 kilowatt per kg of mass flow rate, so you have to tell more than 100 kilowatt per kg of steam flow rate we are achieving. That key results alone you have to present in your paper. That also it should be in the one-line statement. Everything must be in one-line statement. And you have to present advantages of your proposed ideology or methodology, anything, or your proposed project. It must be in one line. The advantages also must be one line. It may be anything. For an example, your design is very simple and compact, and sometimes some refrigeration people they can carry, like medical people, they will carry refrigeration equipment very small. If you are designing those equipment, you can tell that is very advantage. That is compatible, you can carry anywhere. That is advantage. And the applications where your methodology is applicable. For an example, high-speed aerodynamics maximum will be used in missiles and aerospace industries. So you can tell that it will use in missiles and aerospace industries. And the high-speed aerodynamics is used in sometime sound waves, but the people are not using, but it is very dangerous also, so they won't use. But you can show the application where are the for possible field is there. You have to give your application, because maximum application has to be covered. Then only it will give more weightage to the paper. So if you want to know the major application, you should know the basics of your project, that is literature review. So you always complete your literature review up to date. So where you have to start with 1980 onwards, I think, because after 1994 only the journal papers you can access everywhere. Before 1994 it is difficult to access. If you want, you have to get special permission to download those papers, but you can get it. But if you keep literature review from 1980s, it is very good for you. So always be up to date in your literature. That is more important. So this is the abstract layout. The abstract must be in this layout. One introduction, that is everything in one line. One introduction line, one literature cap, one objective, one methodology, one key results, one advantage, one application. If it is there, totally I think around 7 or 8 lines will come. It will be below 250 words. Or some people will write more sentence. It will be below 300 words. So below 300 words, all the journal people will accept. So there is no issue in the abstract. Definitely it will go. And the reviewer is also happy to read the statement, because this is the key points or objectives. And also it will give a continuous statement. A continuous statement must be there. The reviewer should not get abstraction in the statement. So this won't give abstraction. So it will give continuous statement. It's good actually. And the second thing is, in the paper, that is in the manuscript, after abstract, you will see abbreviation sometimes or nomenclature, but maximum it will be introduction part. So in introduction part, what all must be there? As per literature, I told that the first one is introduction or reports. But here reverse, in the introduction part, always reports must be there. The reports were given by some government institution or a private institution. If the private institution, that is private institution or agency, it must be aggregated. Without aggregation, you cannot give the report. So you have to be kept in mind. The report must be aggregated by some agency or some government institution. The reports doesn't have ISBN number. Most of the times it won't have ISBN number, ISSN number. But you can give that report. That is not an issue. But you have to give on which date it is taken or it is published. That you have to give. Otherwise, you have to give the link of the PDF. But the agency must be aggregated. That is more important. So what are the reports like? I told that the refrigeration, 15% of power produced from the world is used for refrigeration air conditioning. That statement is taken from International Institute of Refrigeration, Paris. They published in their reports. Every year they will publish one report. So this report is taken from that one. This is 2019 report. And also IRENA, International Renewable Energy Agency, they also published the same report, but they published in different manner. 20% of power is required for the future to overcome the cold crunch. Like that, they given report. Maximum that need is 15%. So that report you have to give in your introduction part. Automobile industries also, you can tell that if you are designing an engine or improving the efficiency of the engine, you can inform that maximum vehicle have the efficiency around 27%. So the fuel consumption is very high, reported by some reports. That you have to give in the percentage and the need of that improvement. Everything you have to taken from the report. So if the first paragraph, first 4 or 5 lines, if it is taken from the report, it is very, very good. That is always we'll call, right? The first impression is the best impression. That is reports. So you have to present the reports. And there is a 2 type of report, that is national report and international reports. If you are starting with the national report, it's not good. You can start with the international report followed by national report. So don't show the country. For example, some people will tell that in India there is a problem in hunger. That is most of the people not getting food or feminine. Don't show like that. Always show the positive. Don't show the negative statement. Always show the positive statement. So start with the WHO report. WHO are spending a numbers of money to control the feminine around the world. In India also, they have started so many schemes to control the feminine. That is food control. Everybody should have to get. So the positive approach must be there. Don't go or start with a negative approach. Start with a positive approach. What the steps government taken to control those things. So start with the report, international report as well as national report. Most of the people, they won't get national report in their field because the research is a very, very specific field. So they won't get sometimes, but maximum they will get report, or news media or some international politician, they will speak also. That also you can give the report, but your side. So maximum they won't get, but try to get the reports. That is more important. So after report, your literature reviews. That literature review is more important here. That is, the literature take very, very close related to your field. Don't think that your idea is matching with the existing result. So if I'm giving that literature review, the reviewer may reject my paper or editor may reject my paper. So I'm hiding those papers. Don't hide those papers, because your manuscript may go to same people. So they may personally write to the editor, the author is not perfectly done literature review. He missed so many papers and ideology matching, and we can reject this paper. But these comments won't come to the reviewers. Sorry, they come to the presenter, but it is personally go to the editor. So the editor reject your paper. So don't hide. closer, that is more related research papers for your field. Always take close research. If you're giving 30 papers related to your area, and if you're missing one or two papers, that is not the issue. For example, the author in your area, you are working in India, and in USA, one person is working in same field related to your area, but he published 5 papers. You are citing 4 papers, 1 paper you are missing, that is not a issue. Even if you are missing 3 papers, you are citing 2 papers, that is not issue. But you have to cite their work, but you have to cite a perfect work. Any one paper also you have to cite a perfect work. Then only they won't claim that our work is missed, because your paper will go anywhere, any people, but the expert in your field only it will go. So be careful while writing literature review. Write very common paper of your research area. Don't go normal paper or nothing. You have to choose a perfect paper and similar titles. That is the similar work or similar title, similar methodology, or similar experimentation. The existing literature you have to give. Otherwise, indirectly your paper is getting rejected. So after writing literature review, write a short description about a literature gap. After writing all the literature, something will be missed. Identify those missing gaps. For example, you are writing experimentation part. During experimentation of your work, identifying literature gap is very difficult. That's why I'm explaining here experimentation setup, because always experimentation will be similar for most of the people, but the results will be different. The results will be different means, for example, Rankine cycle, they are using steam, but in the steam power plant, some people will use steam trap or defligmator or addition of heat recovery, another heat recovery to extract more heat. So the Rankine cycle experimentation is common, but additional setup they are adding that deviates the results. So the results may be different, but the methodology carrying for experimentation is same. So you have to write your methodology gap, that is your research gap. So the existing researcher is followed this experimental procedure and they achieved this much of accuracy or this much efficiency. So still they made a gap that they didn't carry out heat exchanger, that is heat recovery process at the exit of the condenser. So we are adding the heat exchanger at the exit of the condenser to extract more energy, or we are using for process heat of that one energy to improve the efficiency of overall the system. Like that, you have to give one literature gap. When you are writing a literature gap, the reviewer will understand what is the actual work of yours. Then no need to study the objective also. They won't study the objective also, because once they understand literature gap, no need to study literature objective. But you have to write the objective. So after literature gap, write the objective. Very a single line. I don't give objective as a 4-line or 5-line, because I saw so many people write 3 lines or 4 lines. You can write 2 lines also. 1 line is carrying what is your work. The second line, what analysis you made, what are the parameters you used for analysis. Like that, you can write 2 lines of your objective, because objective always must be 1 line only. But if you are writing 2 lines, it may be the parameters or analysis of a parameter or number of experimentation you are carried. Because the biology people or medical people, they work for 6 months or 100 years or number of hours they will mention. That you can mention as a second objective. This many hours it is carried out, like that give, because the reviewer will give more interest to read full papers. They will, that is for collaboration work. They will attract the reviewers for collaborations. After publishing, the reviewer will contact you. I only reviewed your paper, so we can contact collaboration. Like that also, there are some people who will collaborate. To attract the people, the researchers will write articles like that also. So this is the introduction part. The 4 part must be there in introduction: reports, literature, literature gap, and objective. First we saw abstract. In the abstract also, all things in be one line. The introduction part, the 4 part is there. It should be start with reports. The reports may be first international and then followed by national. It may be in only 4 to 5 lines. Don't go for underlines like that. Only 4 to 5 lines. And literature, you can choose 30 papers, minimum 30 papers, then only yeah, it will show sufficient work. If you have a 45 papers, 50 papers, that is okay, but don't go more than 45 papers, because if you are going more than 40 papers, it will come like a review papers, and it will show more literature compared to your work. If you are writing 45 literatures, your work must be more 4 to 5 times of your literature work. So that some people will claim he is writing only literature, there is no content also. The viewers will claim right. So write more, maximum 30, 35 or 40. Don't go beyond 45. That is not good. You can write, you cannot write also. It will cover more than 4 to 5 pages if you are writing 41. That is not good, because some people will, some journals, they will construct, they have a constraint about words also, 5,000 words or 6,000 words. So minimize the literature, that is good. And write literature gap 3 to 4 lines, it is very good. And objective, only 2 points. It maximum, I'm telling that. More than 2 points, it's not good. But if you have, you can write it. The objective, the first point, your work relating to your title. The second point may be the parameters of your analysis. So this is introduction part. The third point, the third layout is a methodology. So this is your methodology. If you are taking any journal, the first always the abstract, the second introduction part, the third it will start methodology part. But you cannot find the similar title methodology like that. They may start with any title, but that is the methodology part. Some people directly they will start a methodology. If they are doing experimentation or theoretical or any flowchart, they will give methodology. But most of the people, they won't use methodology word, but in the paper, some other title will be there, but definitely methodology part will be there. That is, it may be in the form of flowchart, it may be in the form of mathematical formula, that is mathematical analysis, or CFD or fluid analysis, and you have to write description about what is that analysis, and description about that experimentation, because analysis will be 2 types again, theoretical analysis and experimental analysis. That methodology you have to clearly specify what is that one. So you can try to give a flowchart if it is a theoretical part, because theoretical flowchart will be more important. The theoretical that flowchart also you can follow standard procedure, start and conditions. If any condition statement is there, again it has to go for the loop. That conditions you have to follow. I think maximum people know the flowchart. If the number of figures is very high, you can remove flowchart, because flowchart is not mandatory part. If there is a less number of figures and the graphs in your research, then you can go for flowchart. Otherwise, if you are thinking that the flowchart is more important, you can present the flowchart, because computer science people, communication people, and statistical people, they will give flowchart to explain their methodology clearly. So flowchart is good for them, but for aerodynamics or automobile, mechanical, civil, most of the people they won't give. But if it is a theoretical or coding or simulation part, they can give methodology. Methodology flowchart, that is good. And the formulas. The next thing is mathematical formulas. While writing the mathematical formulas, how to write that one? Because nowadays the people are using 2010 version or 18 version mathematical equation, but we won't suggest that one. Always go for mathematical formulas, math equation 3.0. That is very, very good. That will give the more look for your paper. So I'm just showing where that mathematical 3.0 is available. It is available in all the part. I think the layout is visible to you. So the mathematical 3.0, you have to go for insert. In the insert, see here symbols is there, symbols and equation. Always people are using these equations. There is a standard setup is there, so directly they're going and typing this one, and it doesn't give good structure of the paper, or something it will be missed. You cannot control this also. But when you're going for math equation 3.0, that is very good. It is available in this part, the object. Go to object, and this point object. So one window will open. In this window, you can find math equation, Microsoft equation 3.0. It is all the board, it is available. So you can click, it will show very, very small only. See?
Sir Shankar, sir.
Yes?
Sir, your screen sharing problem, I think so, sir. Actually, we got the window as methodology only. In the PowerPoint, we are seeing
Oh,
that currently methodology only.
One second. Then, sorry, I didn't notice. How to change that one? Shall I know that?
Sir, you have to minimize this one, and then you have to open that whatever slides you want to show. Other things
Yeah, I
you say
open.
they're mathematical.
Yeah, I open, it is not coming. Oh. It's coming.
Sir, it's not coming, I think so, sir.
Yes, okay, no problem. Okay, I will
sir.
just explain. Is PowerPoint is visible?
Yes, sir, but in that editable mode, not in a presentable mode.
Yeah, now it is presentable mode, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. In the Word, the Microsoft 3.0 is there. That option you have to use for mathematical equation. It is little difficult to type, but you have to use that only. If you are using that one, the paper layout will be very, very nice for looking, and the editor and the reviewer will get happy. Even after accepting your manuscript, they are going to edit the same only. Microsoft 3.0 only they are going to use. They removed actually, but still they are giving that equation in the object window. So you can find in the object tab that is available. So you can use that equation. That is very, very good and important also. After finding typing that equation itself, you can find looking like a real journal paper. You will feel that satisfaction. So the third part, I think in my laptop it is not visible. I don't know how to make, but you can search in your laptop when you are typing. If you have a doubt, you can message me also. I can explain later, no problem. So the third point is a description about analysis. I told earlier that there is two types of analysis: experimental or theoretical. So the theoretical analysis means clearly explain what is your methodology. If you are following Lean, Six Sigma, otherwise, some people they will give explanation for theoretical analysis. That is thermodynamic means first law of analysis, second law analysis, what the analysis are you using, that is energy or exergy analysis, what the analysis you are using, you have to clearly specify, and you have to give mathematical equations. All the mathematical equations you should give. Some people they have a doubt while giving mathematical equation whether you have to give our own equation alone or we have to take in from that is some people they will take equation from other papers. They will have a question whether I have to cite that paper. Yes, you have to cite the paper if you are taking equation from other journals. But some people they claim that I have taken 30% or 40% of the equation from other journals. That time you no need to give all the equations. What is more important equations, that equation alone present in your paper, then cite those equation alone. Don't give maximum 4 or 5 equations from other papers. That will leads to plagiarism. Definitely it will go, equation also will go in plagiarism. So don't cite maximum 4 to 5 equations. Derive your own equations, own format, then present it. It doesn't give plagiarism and it will come your own equation also. So when you are taking equation from other papers, give only 4 to 5 and cite those equations. If you are citing, it doesn't give any problem, but definitely you have to cite it. If you are taking more than 10 equations, 20 equations, no problem, but use in your simulation alone. But you have to give only end equation, that is for example efficiency equations or performance equations, that alone present in your journal, that is taken from this paper, because you can feel sometime this equation is more important, that researcher already presented, that equation alone given just present here, otherwise don't give any equations. Even if you're not giving equations, it doesn't problem. Without equation also you can write paper. Yeah, even for simulation also, it give any problems. If you are giving equations, use Math 3.0, and if you're taken from other papers, give only 4 to 5 equations and it must be cited. Otherwise, give all the equations of your own. That is more important. When you are giving your own equations, it will give more weightage of the paper. So the reviewers also will use your paper for future analysis. They will also cite your paper because you will get more citations of your paper if mathematical equation is there. So the theoretical analysis you have to present in mathematical flowchart. Everything must be there. Coming to the experimentation description methodology, the experimentation you have to give the size and what are the types of heat exchanger or equipments you use, size of the equipment, layout of the equipment, description, and for an example, sometimes people are using instrumentation. In instrumentation also, you have to present manufacturer name. Manufacturer name, definitely you have to give that to a manufacturer name, and accuracy. For an example, temperature probe you are using, you have to give the accuracy of the temperature probe. That is a plus or minus 1 degree Celsius or plus or minus 5 degree Celsius. That accuracy you have to present. Pressure instrument plus or minus 1 kilopascal or 0.01 bar, you have to give that specification. That specification in your experimental setup itself available. That the accuracy also you have to present it. That is for all the experimentation work, the instrumentation detail must be given. If it is not presented in your paper, because already your paper is lengthy, if you are feeling that if I am presenting in this one, my paper will be more lengthy and quality is not good, means you can present that details in your supplementary data. That is new one. I will explain at the end. So in methodology of experimentation, the experimental setup, full details, size of the, for an example, heat exchanger using, size of the heat exchanger, material type, manufacture data, and sometimes company name also you can given. That is not a problem. And if it is ISO certified, that is good. You can mention one line. All the equipment are ISO certified, like that you can give. And accuracy of the instrumentation, quality of the instrumentation, certification of the instrumentation also you have to present in your methodology. And if you are purchasing chemicals, you have to mention that quality of the chemicals also. Some people, they may ask the TCG, that is microscopic of that one, or data or the chart of that structure of that chemicals also they will ask you. That time you have to present the data also for experimentation purpose. Or manufacturer name, Sigma Aldrich, because maximum chemicals they will deliver. So you have to give it is purchased from Sigma Aldrich. Yes, that is they will take. And the purity of that chemical. For example, it is 99.9999. There may be after 99.59 will be there, or 39 will be there. That also you have to present. That much a percentage is purity of your chemical. The data also you have to give in your methodology. That is experimental methodology. So this is the methodology part. So the methodology contains the 4 things. One is a flow chart. Flow chart may be or may not be. If you are giving, it will be good. If not, no problem. But methodology will give always a good impact. And the second thing, the formula for theoretical analysis, for experimental analysis also, you have to use a Microsoft equation 3.0. And all the formulas you have to give, but cite a specific formula from others. That is minimum formulas. And theoretical analysis, give detailed description about the theoretical analysis, what are the parameters used, what are the boundary conditions used, everything you have to present clearly, and what tool you are using, that also you have to specify. And the experimental analysis, you have to give say shape, size, technical description, and where you purchase the company details and instrumentation details, accuracy, everything you have to present in your methodology, that is experimentation methodology. So this is the third part of your paper, and the fourth part is resultant discussion. Obviously, after methodology, the resultant discussion will come. Maximum journals, they will directly write resultant discussions. So this is resultant discussions. In the resultant discussions, most of the people will feel they have a question how to write a resultant discussion, because they have 25 graphs, 30 graphs. Some people they will claim I have more than 100 graphs. So the question is how they got more 100 graphs. So if they have 100 graphs, they have to minimize that one. Because 100 graphs is not good. Even for your PhD thesis, that is not good. So you have to minimize those works also. Because if you have 100 works, after writing 4 to 5 figures, that is description for your figures, the fifth figures, the same condition or same statement will come. It won't change. Because the physics behind your work is same for all the figures. Because maximum your work depends upon 3 or 4 parameters. Otherwise 5 or 6 parameters. That's it. But maximum 4 parameters only. 4 or 5 parameters only. But after writing description for 4 to 5 figures, the fifth figure same statement will come. After 10th figure, you don't know what to write also. If you are writing what the statement you write in the first figure, the same will come for 10th figure also. Because more or less similar. So what we are trying to say here is the first figure and 10th figure you can match. Otherwise you can combine it because the statement is similar for both. So when you are trying to get the experimental results or simulating your theoretical graph, more you have to be more concerned in your graph. What are the parameters and what is the x-axis and what is y-axis, what is your legend, you have to choose perfectly. Otherwise, the graph will be more than 100. So, 25 graphs is more than sufficient. For PhD work, 40 graphs is very, very good. More than 40 graphs, your reviewers will get bored. That is, PhD reviewer also will get bored. The thesis will be very big, but that is not good actually. Even 150 pages, 110 pages is very good actually. But the length is always their PhD length, 100 to 300 pages. But if you are maintaining 150, 200 pages, it is very, very good. So you have to limit the number of figures. If you are limiting number of figures, you can give more description about a single figures. So what I'm saying is, while writing your description, result and discussion, please plan what are the results, that is the graphs, and what are the tables you have to present. So choose those graphs and tables. And even if when you're choosing graphs and tables, you may have a doubt whether I can give this data in the table format or I can give in the figure format. So maximum you can give figure format, that is trends. Because the number of data, the trend may be changed. For example, the data points, that performance is increasing to some limit. After that, there is changes in the graph. That is, data means you can present that data as a figure. If the data is not changing continuously, there is some layout or some streamline is there, you can present those data in the table format. State point you can give in the table format. Some sample details you can give in the that is table format, that is good. So this is actually, before starting result and discussion, this you have to keep in mind, that how many figures, how many tables, and which is table, which is figure format, that you have to choose, and after that only you have to go for result and discussion. Sorry. And the parameters, you have to write the first line of your result and discussion. What are the parameters you used for analysis, or you used for study, or you are using for investigation of your work? So that parameters you have to write in the first line. It may be 3 lines or 4 lines, a short description. You can compare with the existing result also. The existing person already analyzes this statement, so I am following the same analysis or same parameters. That's not a problem. But you have to start with the parameters analysis. That is a small description about your analysis work. So that parameters you have to start. That is very, very good impression. Then the key results alone you have to give. For example, if you have some graph is there, that graph is like x-axis is efficiency, y-axis is some solar radiation is there. So that is a different solar radiation. The solar radiation is constant from morning to evening. So the radiation will be changed. And so the efficiency y-axis also will change. So you can give that. This may be good means you have to write x-axis and y-axis in the description below, but don't write this graph in x-axis this is there and y-axis this is available and this is showing in the figure. Don't write like that one. please write a physics or chemistry begin those graphs. That is first thing you have to write why you are presenting that graph, why you are feeling that graph is more important. So that line you have to write it. For example, the efficiency, that is the maximum your research area is performance or upgradation, you have to write that graph. Like the upgradation of Rankine cycle is changing in our proposed methodology. So we are presenting the changes in the performance, changes in the efficiency with respect to the solar radiation, that is a global radiation or beam radiation. You can write like that one, and it is given the figure. So why we are given that figure, write in a single statement, then write each and every trends. That is why it is going upside or why it is going downside or any declination, any inclination, you have to write that one. But don't write increasing or decreasing, high, low, like that. You can write those things, high or low, that is not an issue. But after finishing your manuscript, if you are giving Control F and only high, it will come more than 100 times. That high or low or increasing or decreasing. So try to minimize those words, high or low in your graphs. You can write only descriptions about physics or chemistry, because always physics and chemistry will help you. That's why I am telling that study the literature before starting your manuscript. So for the figures, you have to write the descriptions, why you're why you're giving the figures, and what parameters you analysis in one line, and how the trends are changing. For example, the trend, the maximum power is achieved at 100 degrees Celsius. After that, it is dropping, means you should not write like that. Highest efficiency is reaching at 100 degrees Celsius, then it is dropping. Because the graph is showing, you are writing the same statement, that's not a problem. You can write, but you have to write the reason why it is dropping. But Rankine cycle, it won't give 100 degrees, efficiency at 100 degrees Celsius, because water vapor, the boiling point itself 100 degrees Celsius. But in 120 it may give. So you have to write why this happened. I can tell that at 120 degrees Celsius, 100% evaporation rate is there. There is no water vapor present in the one. So the entropy of the turbine, the entropy efficiency is increasing, and the entropy is reducing. So the efficiency of the power output is increasing. So you have to reason why it is happening. You should not explain why the trend is like that. You have to give the reason why it is happening. Then only it will be good, and it will give you a good impression and more content delivery. That is important, because the researcher in their lifetime for 3 years for PhD, I done my PhD 5 years. So after third year or fourth year, we are presenting our work. So the 3 years work, we are writing and giving one manuscript. You are giving some important information to the world. So give that important information very preciously and good line. Don't give simply that trend is increasing or trend is decreasing. That is not good. So just to give the reason why it is happening. That is the information you are giving to the world. That information always available on the website, even after your 50th age or 60th age. After your death also, that information will be available and useful for all the peoples. I know all the scientists are giving some information, right? That information still we are following. So your paper also, other people will follow that information. So the graphs, that reason you have to write it. Why the graph you are presenting, what are the parameters, what are the analysis, and physics being that one, and the reason being that one you have to give it. So the next is tables. Tables also, more important data alone you have to give. For example, comparison statement. Comparison with existing work and your work, you can give that statement. That is good one. And the second thing is the methodology of your work. Then I cannot say the methodology. Your validation, the experimentation, theoretical validation you have to give. That is good one. For that one alone you can use the table. And graph presentation, always present your graph in TIFF format. The TIFF format is available in all the Paint. You can paste your graph in the Paint, and while save as, use TIFF. That is good one. And before starting each table and graph, write a small description about your tables, about your graph. That is good. And each and every resultant discussion give comparison or existing work about the data. It will give good quality as well as clarity. That is more important. And in terms of percentage and also quality and quality. For example, their efficiency is 100%, 47%. Your efficiency is 50%, means how much time the efficiency is increased. So 10 times it is increasing means give in the terms the efficiency is 10 times higher than the existing work. Directly write it. It is very, very good. And the last one is the conclusion. The conclusion is I think we saw abstract in abstract 7 statement. The conclusion have very, very limited, only 4 statement. That is, you have to give very small condensed statement in the conclusion part. That is a short summary of your research work. What is the research work you carried out? What is the analysis you have carried out in the first line? The second line, it may be 1 or 2 lines also, even sometimes 3 lines also, because you are writing analysis part. Parameters will come and the analysis will come. That is okay. 3 lines also okay, no problem. The second one is highlights of your work. For example, I told already, the efficiency increased how many times, that is compared to the existing. If your efficiency is 10 times higher than the existing work, write those highlights. 10 times it is higher. That is good work. And these highlights also you are giving in journal also. That is a separate folder you will give highlights. There also you can go use the same highlights. That is good. So you have to write 1 or 2 highlights in your conclusion, because highlights is very, very important. Whereas other even when our people, that is researchers, will read maximum time abstract and conclusions. Even abstract and conclusion also you can get the information for literature review, but don't read like that one. You have to read full paper only. After reading paper, after 1 or 2 years, that time you can directly take literature and from abstract and conclusion, because already you know what is that work. So that time you can take information from abstract and conclusion. The highlights. So in your paper also, if the highlights is there, you will get more citation. And the reviewer also attract more in highlights only. Then you have to give 2 highlights, and results, give results in quality and quantity. Always give results in the conclusion part in terms of quality and quantity. For example, the quantity is 100 kilowatt, give 100 kilowatt. Otherwise, in the terms of percentage means give that percentage. That is more important. And give 1 users, at least give 1 users. That is very, very good. So the conclusion part of 4.1, the short summary of your research work, highlight of your research work, and give results in terms of quality and quantity, and users. Sometimes you can give application also. That is give clarity for your work, because where they can use, that is good. So language, I think the time is going to finish, right? Okay, fine. I will finish it very fast. The language is how to write. That is very, very good. Each and every paper, the layman should understand. That is normal people will has to understand your paper. For example, the people, when you are discussing with your colleague, he may be, that is aerodynamic people, when you are discussing their work to the computer science people, they simply think that they won't understand their work. But if the person, the computer science people studying your work, they should understand what you are writing. That is the layman work. So the people who are experienced, non-experienced people also should understand your work. Like that, you have to write the statement. That is the clarity of the statement. So your language should be understood by the layman. Very, very simple words. Don't use more technical or more knowledgeable words. That is not necessary. Very, very small sentence, you have to write it. That is very, very good. And the second one is avoid multiple sentences. Some people write 3 lines as a single statement. That is not good. You have to write only 1 line as a 1 sentence. That too, a valid point. So write a single sentence with a valid point. That is more than sufficient. Always use direct sentence. Don't go for indirect sentence or passive voice. Passive voice you can write, no problem. Active voice. So always write your content in direct statement. That is, it will give more clarity. Don't write in direct sentence. But moreover, like that, nowhere, don't use more that sentence. You can use it where it is required. But maximum avoid using those words. Give technical knowledge in direct sentence. Then some people will have a questions that how to write introduction part. It may be in past tense or it should be in present tense, like that. They have a question. Will all the reviewers or suggest editors, they will suggest introduction part must be in past tense because the work is already completed. So the work is completed means you have to present introduction part must be in past tense. You have to use was or were. Don't use is or are. That is more important because if it is a present work, they will confuse whether it is your work or existing work. So the existing work always must be in past tense. The methodology, resultant, discussion and conclusion part, it may be in past tense or in the present tense. Because some reviewer, they will ask to present your paper in past tense. But we will use present tense only. That we means our research team, we are using present tense about methodology, resultant, discussion and conclusion because that is the present work and still not published. So we are using present tense. So I can suggest that introduction part you can use only past tense. The remaining part you can use present tense. So present tense will be very good. And the introduction part you can use past tense because already it is published work and existing work. So this I can suggest. Methodology, resultant, disc, if you need, you can use past tense, but maximum avoid past tense in methodology, resultant, discussion, and conclusion part. That is good. But introduction part always must be in past tense. So after writing your paper, that is first part is abstract and introduction, methodology, resultant, discussions, and conclusions. After finishing your paper, you can have a doubt where to communicate your journals. That is, you will confuse where we can go for Elsevier or Springer, which type of journal you can go. First, you can discuss about this with your guide or supervisor, anybody. And for an example, they are suggesting Elsevier. Elsevier, so many types of journal is there. So which journal I can choose? Because some people will reject your paper simply saying that it is not in our scope, or they will suggest another journal. So before telling that one, that is rejecting in the terms of scope, you can choose yourself which type of journal we can go. That is, I'm giving here 3 links: journalfinder.elsevier.com, and when you click open this journalfinder.elsevier.com, it will show us one window that having title of your paper and abstract your paper. When you are copy paste your title and abstract your paper, it will show the details of your paper. Is the window is visible here? I will show one example. Hello, sir. Is anybody there?
Yes, sir.
Hello. No. Sir, that journal website is visible.
Yes, sir. Journalfinder.elsewhere.com.
Yeah, fine. Okay, I will just show one. After finding opening this journal finder, just enter your title here. So already I opened everything I kept ready. So I will just.
Shankar, sir.
Sir?
It's your presentation, right? Finding suitable journal.
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir. In the presentation screen only visible, sir. Are you doing any other thing in Chrome or?
Yes. I'm doing. It's not coming.
Yes, sir.
Again,
It was
the same
not
problem. I want to give live presentation, but I don't know how to give. It's okay. You can message me later because time also is finished. Some people will get bored, so no problem. I think finding suitable journal, that is there. So if you are choosing the publisher name, Elsevier means journalfinder.com Elsevier, and Springer means journal suggester, and VLM means journal finder. This link directly will go to that place. Otherwise, you can find in Google search journal finder. It will open. Type your title and copy paste your complete abstract. It will show your suitable journal for your paper. And the percentage of matching also it will show how much percentage of matching and acceptance rate, rejection rate, and number of days of your first report. That is, they will give your first report, right? First division or second division. That timing also it will show, and the impact factor, everything it will show. So you can choose a journal in that one. If title is matching, your work is matching 100% to some journal, choose those journal alone. Don't go for 45% or 50% matching. Go for 100% matching journal. It will show when you are opening. You can try after finishing this also, copy paste your abstract and title, it will show the matching of your journal. These three I am showing, others also it is available, you can find it. So this is finding a journal. After finding, you can copy paste everything, but before submitting your manuscript, you have to check your plagiarism. So plagiarism is more important nowadays. I think before 5 years or before 10 years, this is not that much important, and there is no software to predict that one. But nowadays there is software available, and all the people having license to use this one. That is, all the publishers, they are already using this, and they are using two types of plagiarism software: Turnitin and Authenticate. The Turnitin is for papers from institutions, and Authenticate, they are using papers from industrials, because industrials are presenting paper. For that purpose, they are using Authenticate software. So these two types of software only they are using, that is a publisher they are using. So you can try any one software before communicating your manuscript to the journal. So you can, I think most of the institution having Turnitin software. So you can use a Turnitin software. And the plagiarism, still now the journal people, they didn't disclose how many maximum percentage of plagiarism must be there. They didn't tell us, they didn't announce minimum or maximum. But one time I got 12%, another time my junior got 18%. They clearly mentioned that there is a plagiarism. And one of my junior got 32% plagiarism. Those times they clearly mentioned that your plagiarism is 32%. But for 12% of plagiarism, they didn't mention about 12%, but they mentioned that your paper having plagiarism similar to that paper. So we are not taking your paper for further communication. So they will reject your paper. It is not main rejection, it is the plagiarism, that's it. So you can rewrite your work. So it is not the rejection. After rewriting your paper, you can communicate to other journals. So it won't be in the count. So no problem, even if plagiarism is there. The plagiarism also from 3 keywords. How the plagiarism takes place means only 3 keywords. If your statement is continuous 3 statement, for example, Rankine cycle, that is, you are writing the efficiency of the Rankine cycle is improved by. This statement always the people will write. Otherwise, the efficiency of Rankine cycle. See, the efficiency is 1 word, the second word, Rankine is 3rd word, cycle is 4th word, and efficiency, efficiency of the Rankine cycle. So 4 word is there. This 4 words is a continuous statement. If you are using maybe your first paper, the first paper when you are presenting, it won't show plagiarism. But the same word, if you are using in the second paper, it will show your paper itself as a plagiarism. But you can claim that it is my own work. No, it is the plagiarism of your work itself. So this also will count. So the continuous 3 statement should not be there. You can claim that how the 3 statement, 3 lines should not be there. It is very difficult to write. No, it is easy to write, but you have to write splitting sentence. That is, if you are writing with the physics, it will come. Definitely, it will come. So before going to the manuscript submission, use Turnitin software. The Turnitin, it will identify continuous 3 statements. So avoid using continuous 3 statements. That is more important. And if the plagiarism report is below 8%, they are accepting. From our guess means we are communicating so many papers, that time we are identifying, because 12% they didn't accept, they are asked a revision. Some people, they will ask revision also if the paper is very good, otherwise they simply reject, and they're telling your paper is good, but some plagiarism is there, it will minimize the novelty of your paper, so they won't accept. So try to minimize plagiarism below 8%, that is good. And the continuous 3 statement should not be there from your previous work also. That is, your own work also should not be there. So avoid using continuous 3 statements of your own work also. But existing words you should not be there, right? That is existing literature you should not use. So rewrite those sentences. So after that, if the plagiarism is below 8% or below 6%, it is very good. Then your paper is ready and submitting a manuscript. Before submitting the manuscript, these letters must be there. Yeah, covering letters, the 4 highlight points, and declaration statement, manuscript, and the reviewer list. So in covering statement, your from address and your that is from in to address, that is editor-in-chief of the journal and respected manuscript submission, that is normal covering letter. And the highlights must be each and every line maximum 8 words, that is 60 sentence or 8 words must be there. That is the conditions they are given. So 4 key or bullet points you have to give, and the declaration statement you have to give again from address and to address. And yeah, in declaration you have to tell that there is no conflict of interest between the authors or other people also. That word no conflict of interest must be there, because that is nowadays big issue is coming. So you have to give declaration statement. And nowadays some journal they're asking that separate title page, because in your manuscript title author name or affiliation should not be there. So they are asking that title page also. In the title page you have to give title, affiliation of all the authors, and details of corresponding author. You have to give separate one paragraph, that is one line. Details of corresponding author, phone number, email ID, everything you have to present for corresponding author alone. Remaining authors you can give the affiliations and email ID, that is sufficient. And you should have minimum 3 potential reviewers in your field, because the manuscript already I discussed, that is that layouts, some 7 layout, and the reviewer list must be 3 minimum. I'm telling that maximum you can give 5 also, that is not a problem, but minimum 3 reviewers you have to give. But the reviewer name should not be your own institution. That is some people from Anna University, that is you are in this institution. For example, Excel College, you cannot give PSG, because Excel and PSG will come under the control of Anna University, because Anna University is one university. So the same university you should not give reviewer list. You can give VIT, SRM, IIT, NIT, everything you can give, but same university you should not give. Even you can give Karpagam also. I think Karpagam, it won't come under Anna University. It is autonomous, I think. So different university reviewer list only you have to give. At least one foreign reviewer list must be there. If you don't have a foreign reviewer contact list, already you are searching some literature, right? Take ID from the literature. That is email ID of your existing work. Some people already there, and take that email ID of corresponding author, because corresponding author having valid email ID. But that should be taken from 2019 or 2020. Don't go 2005 or 6 or 10, because the present ID only the ID should be existing. So take from other journals to give foreign reviewer ID. It's not a problem, because they are in your field, so you can choose like that also. If you have you don't have contact, means you can give the foreign reviewer from other journals also. So minimum 3 reviewer list you have to give. After accepting your manuscript, elsewhere I think 14 days. If your reviewer is replying within 14 days, within 3 weeks you will get the first revision, minor revision, major revision you will get, and you have to write a proper rebuttal. That is, you have to give always positive comments to the rebuttal. I think time is up, so minimize closing my sentence. So the rebuttal always you have to give each line by line sentence to each rebuttal in the positive mode. Don't give negative mode. It is already there. It is already given in the figure. Don't give like that one. You can tell that thanks to the reviewer suggestion, and the statement is explained in the figure. Don't give it is already there. You can write the statement is given in the figure like that. So, and copy paste those figures. So the reviewer also will satisfy. Most of the time, if it is a minor revision, it won't go for again review. The editor itself will take a decision for minor revisions. For major revisions only, sometimes only it will go for reviewers, but maximum major also it won't go for reviewers. So minor and major revision, the editor will take the decision. depending upon your rebutals, that is comments to your reviewers. They will take decisions and they will accept. Definitely they will accept if you are following this layout. And thank you. Any queries? Thank you for giving opportunity to present. If you have any doubt, you can contact me through this mail ID. That 3 email ID you can give, and my WhatsApp number also I am giving. You can contact me through WhatsApp also. I am still using India number here. Only WhatsApp will come, no calls will come. And here I am asking for collaboration also. This is my specialization field, and you can come for collaboration. If you are not in this field also, no problem. You can contact me. I will give contact other people also. You can get foreign collaboration. You are in your paper. If foreign collaboration is there, it is good also, and you will get promotion and more points will come for your paper. That is appraisal form. The appraisal form is not only for your institution; it is for accreditation purpose also. So foreign collaboration will give more accreditations and more points also for accreditations. So for collaborations, we are always welcome. And I think now you are in under lockdown. I am also work from home. So now we are writing all review papers. If you are willing to write a review paper in collaboration mode, we are welcome that also. So you can contact these 3 email IDs if you have doubts, everything, and the WhatsApp number also I'm giving. If you have an idea or if you have a doubt, if you need a collaboration work or anything, you can contact me. That's not a problem. Or if you want any other professor contact details, if you need any help from your area, maybe your area may be different. If you need any help, I can contact my colleagues and I can give those contacts also, because always contact must be more important, because contact will give more information as well as I can say funded projects, because contact only will give funded projects. When you're giving funded project reviewers in foreign, your funded projects will definitely approve. That is also another data, but I will explain those things later. I think I'm giving very short. So some of the details is missed over here. That is, I'm trying to give maximum. This is for only a writing research article. I covered maximum. Don't go beyond those things. If you're going beyond those things also, you will confuse, you will get tension. Please avoid those things. Write some limit. Even words also, 5,000 words, 6,000 is sufficient for research article. So be in specific, write the research articles. After getting revision also, always write in the positive mode. Even in your paper also, write in positive mode. Don't write negative mode. That is, some people having some deficiency. Don't write that is the deficiency. You can write that the paper is good, but still we can improve the deficiency. So write your statement in positive mode. Don't degrade the existing authors. Don't keep problem. That is, don't give problem about. That is, don't write the problem of existing work. If you're writing problem of existing work, that reviewer will get tension, because the same reviewer it may go. The paper which you are telling that the work is wrong or the quality is poor or they have a less efficiency, that author will get attention. They may reject your paper also. So write in a positive mode. That is more important. I think it's sufficient. I think if you are still out there, you can contact me.
This is Dr. P. Karunakaran, Professor
Yes,
and Deputy Department of Aeronautical Engineering.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Good evening. Good evening.
Yes, sir.
Okay, this is the time. This is the 5th day. This is the time to propose vote of thanks.
Yes, sir.
I thank the management of Excel Group Institution, Chairman Nadesan sir, and Vice Chairman Dr. Madan Karthik sir, and all directors of Excel Group Institutions, and the principal of Excel Engineering College, and all HODs and all faculty members of Excel Engineering College and Excel Group of Institutions. And I thank all the our Aero Department faculty members.
Yes, sir.
And I thank the participants. The special thanks to the participant. They cooperated for the past 5 days. And special thanks to the, and I thank that today he handled a very good session, art of
Yeah,
writing
thank you.
research articles. It will be very helpful to the final year student and those who completed and those who are doing PhD. It's very useful to you. I also learned a
thank you.
lot from you, sir. You gave many information regarding the
Yes, thank
writing
you.
the article and supporting the report. It's very useful to the doctorates and those who are doing PhD and final year students, those who are writing the thesis. And
Thank you.
within that, I conclude the vote of thanks.
Okay.